From the roar of the crowd to the roar of the engines, this is Pit Pass.
Pit Pass is brought to you by Aaron's of State College on the Benner Pike and by Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle. Here are your hosts, Ron Fox and Jan Miller.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Pit Pass.
On this week's show, Jan has a story about Williams Grove's Saturday night series.
The series did take this past Saturday off to make room for the World of Outlaw sprints. We were there, but unfortunately the event was called off.
Yeah, they received such a downpour in the middle of the afternoon that the track could not be prepped in a reasonable amount of time and the event was canceled. However, our racing weekend did not end there. We will have highlights from Mountain Speedway on Sunday.
Let's get things started with some racing action from Friday night at Dog Hollow Speedway.
The night started with a 16-lap pure stock feature. Pole sitter John Lee in the yellow number 5 would drag race the Blue Deuce of Justin Queen into the first turn. They make contact off of 2, which sends Lee over the banking on the backstretch and bringing out the caution. Through several restarts, Queen was able to hold off the 23 of Sean Smith. Smith, however, would have to contend with the 33K of Andrew Koenig. Here, Smith bobbles off of turn 2, opening the bottom for Koenig to move into second. In a green-white checker finish, Queen held off Koenig and Smith for the victory. Congratulations on the win, Justin. Didn't seem like anyone had anything for you today.
Nah, in the heat race, the 13 was pretty fast. We adjusted the car a little bit. It was a little tighter than what I wanted it to be, but I figured if I was out front, I'd be all right. Just held them off for 16 laps. That was the goal.
Koenig and Smith were disqualified in post-race inspection, moving Adam Pletcher into the second spot. Although Randy Smithley in the yellow number 3 started on the pole for the 25-lap super late model feature, it did not take long for the blue 25 of Mason Ziegler to take the point. Sammy Stile in the black number 2 rides in third. Less than 2 laps later, Stile works the outside of Smithley to take the position. Also in the mix is the 5 of Mike Blos. Blos would dispose of Smithley a lap later, then chase Stile for a few laps before working the bottom of 3 and 4 to take the runner-up spot away from Stile. Meanwhile, Ziegler had built up a commanding lead and began to lap a number of cars early in the race. Here he works on the 19 of Chris Clark. As Ziegler encountered more traffic, Blos began to slowly reel him in. A couple of cautions late in the race bunched the field, yet Ziegler was able to hold off Blos each time. As they were coming to take the checkers, the caution flew once more, setting up a 2-lap shootout. Ziegler jumped to a big lead as they go back to green flag racing. Mason Ziegler would hold off Mike Blos over the final 2 laps to claim the super late model victory in his first appearance at Dog Hollow. Congratulations, Mason, on the victory. You had quite a lead there until you hit the lap traffic.
Yeah, I know Blos, he apparently started pretty far back there, and I knew he was good here. This is our first time here, actually, and I was working through the lap traffic, and they actually told me before we raced we probably wouldn't get into lap traffic, but that was a misunderstatement because I think we were 8 cars deep in lap traffic on lap 10, and but it was a struggle to get by him, and that Blos, like I said, he's really good here, and he was able to just run up right behind me, and it seemed like we had a pretty good race there, the whole race.
I was gonna say, you right there at the end, you held off one of the best at this track.
Yeah, I tell you what, I got hands off to Mike, and then they run me clean. I couldn't have asked for a better race from those guys. The nicest guys came over and congratulated us, and couldn't say enough about them. But he's incredible here, and just to beat him, he went a little harder on tires than us, and I wasn't able to stay down on 3 and 4, and that's where he kept coming up on me. I could actually hear him, and I tried to keep from looking over my left shoulder just to concentrate on what I was doing, and I know he pulled up beside me one time, and my tires were actually glazed over from all the cautions. They just cooled down, and with him having a little harder tire, I think he was able to keep it down on the bottom in 3 and 4. But luckily I was able to hold him off, and we came home with a victory. So, and first time here is pretty awesome,
Yeah, a quick learner. Now, are we going to see you just picking and choosing races this season again?
Yeah, that's the plan. We had some family stuff going on right now. Dad's actually sick, and It's actually, I don't think he's missed a race since I was 13 years old, and he's actually in Memphis right now at the hospital. But he's checking up on me, calling every night, seeing what's going on. So it sucks he's not here for this, but he'll be back. We're just picking and choosing, wherever's smart for money while this is all going down. World of Outlaws is really out of our budget, or a series like that with traveling costs. But in the future, that's the plan, and hopefully that's what we'll end up doing.
Mike Blows, Sammy Stile, Brandon Delano, and Clay Copeman round out the top 5 in the super late models.
It's really a shame that Mason Ziegler's dad couldn't be present, but I'm so happy that we were so that he could watch his son's victory here on Pit Pass.
Now, coming up in the next segment, we will tell you about one of the best deals in racing. And later on in the show, we will go back to Dog Hollow for more highlights. And we made a stop at Mountain Speedway on Sunday. Pit Pass returns right after this.
I had no idea what I was getting into when I agreed to drive the Aaron's Dream Machine. I mean, I knew Aaron's was a great company, how they help people get the things they need without needing credit at a guaranteed low price. Aaron's is just great. But working with Michael Waltrip, seriously, I don't understand him at all. He's a mess. Unbelievably disorganized and extremely immature. Never serious. He's like the opposite of me. This is going to be a very long season.